I'm Allin KHG. This is a body of work called Defects and Deficiencies, which is basically about celebrating the defects and deficiencies in people and in technology. Because it is those things that make them good. The larger one, the black and white ones, were taken with a Game Boy camera and then enlarged to 20 by 20 on a photocopier, which gives them a very unique texture and feel and everything. They were stitched together with Photoshop just for the sake of ease, but the sign for the show is actually done with the method I would normally use, which is just the photocopies and Scotch tape. And these, it's not like something digital where you're limited to the size. I could honestly make one of these the size of a building and it would still look good, but it's still so full of defects because of the technology I'm using and such are so old that they're not going to be perfect to the eye ever. And they add stuff to the images, just in like debris on the lens and weird background noises and things like that to the images, things that weren't in the picture in the first place. The second picture was taken with a digital camera. And those were modified online with actually imageglitcher.com, and you upload the picture. You can save the picture from the website, but because it legitimately glitches the picture, the file isn't open. You can't open the file with any program. So I had to take a screenshot and then crop it down, turn it sideways, and go through the whole process again to glitch it from both directions to add variety and color to it. The third one was taken with a cell phone, and that one was actually the easiest one because it was modified on the cell phone as well. And I had a very set order of filters I applied to each one identically. And you can see the problems with the camera in the variations of the different pictures. The lighting, something as simple as the lighting affected the picture so much. And then the application, because my phone's not the best one out there by far, it was a slow process even though I was only applying this very short list of filters to it. I mean, I knew what I was doing, I knew exactly where I was going, but a couple of filters require so much power on the phone that occasionally the application that I was using, which is PixArt for anybody interested, would crash. And at least once, my phone shut down on me. So, a really hard crash. And I had already been thinking about doing a portrait project anyway because I knew it was a weak point. And before I really got into the project, I had asked a friend about taking their picture, and they declined because I take shitty pictures of people. That's what was actually said. It's one of those honest statements that you can only get from good friends. Because I didn't take offense to it. Instead, I went, okay, I'm definitely doing this portrait project. I'm going to take a bunch of shitty pictures of people. And in a way, that's what I did. But then I made them into something pretty. Or at least that I consider pretty. And I decided to go with the color because that's how the image was in its final process before it went to print. And I did do some cleanup in Photoshop with the two color ones, which was mostly increasing the resolution. Not something you're ever supposed to do, but on the ones done on the website, those a screen print is a 72 DPI. That's not really good enough for anybody, and any printer is going to laugh at you. But they were printed at the size they were created, so in the end, increasing the resolution didn't actually hurt them. But once again, it's one of those deficiencies in the method that, or not actually in the method, but in that particular aspect of it, that yes, there are ways you can change what resolution your screenshots are at, but I wanted to keep everything as original as possible, so I didn't bother changing it. And that keeps it true, all of them true to what they were. And basically, I still take shitty pictures, but I'm still going to work on taking better pictures, because I don't normally take pictures of people where they're sitting still. Normally, what I take are documentary pictures, candid shots, people in action, in motion, which, just in what they are, means they're not great pictures of people, because that's people acting normal, people being themselves. Maybe they have their mouth open, maybe they're chewing, maybe they have their hand in a weird way because they're talking. But it's who they really are. And to me, those are prettier pictures than posed portrait shots. Which is why I couldn't just do a straight portrait series. And a lot of these, they're posed to some degree, but mostly it was just, okay, stand there, I'm going to take your picture with these 3 devices. It'll take like 30 seconds. Click, click, click. And then that's where I left it. So a lot of times I avoid black and white because it's such an easy go-to for me that it's not challenging. And, you know, the same way, you know, with me having depression, someone telling me I take shitty pictures, it's really easy for me to go, fuck it, I'm just not taking pictures of people and leaving it at that. But the one thing I want to do is force myself to be better, to practice, to learn. And in a lot of the things I've done in life, I haven't received any kind of training. I've received occasionally bits and pieces of information that help me along, but very rarely has someone sat down and gone, okay, this is what you do to do this or to do that and to do it perfectly. Which frankly gives me a lot more freedom because I'm not following someone else's teaching. I'm making it up as I go along, which pushes me out of comfortable areas a lot of times. And doing a portrait series is really uncomfortable for me.